My name is Tanya and welcome to this free beginner's course to Adobe Illustrator CC 2020. Today we will be going over Lesson 2, Techniques for Selecting Artworks from your textbook, Adobe Illustrator 2020 Release, Classroom in a Book. The link for the lesson files can be found in the description below. The lesson objectives will help you know the difference between the various selection tools and use various selection techniques, recognize smart guides, save selections to use again, use tools and commands to align shapes and points to each other and the artboard, group and ungroup items, work in isolation mode. For today's lesson, the files are located in your Illustrator Tutorials folder under Lesson 2 and open L2_start. Once you have it open, it will look like this. Today we're going to be learning how to use the selection tools and different techniques to create this poster. Right, so we're going to go ahead and go up to File and choose Save As, and you're going to name this Wildlife Poster and then save it to the Lesson 02 folder. Click Save. As always, just click OK when you see the dialog box. We are going to go now up to Window, Workspace, and then we're going to make sure Essentials is clicked so everyone's workspace looks the same. And then one more time, go up to Window, Workspace, and reset Essentials. Now everyone has the same appearance on their artboard. If you remember from the last video, we learned that here on the left panel is your toolbar, and the first item is your selection tool. Go ahead and click on your selection tool, and you want to come down here and make sure artboard 2 is selected. And if you hover over the different items on artboard 2, you'll see this blue line. So when you hover over an item, you'll see it outlined in blue. That means that is the one that is going to be selected. Right, we're going to click on the zoom tool and click a couple times in the beige circle so you just have them in place. Now how I just dragged that, I held down my spacebar and I left clicked and drag. Click back on your selection tool to get out of the zoom, and if you hover over the blue outline of the object, you're going to see words such as path or anchor, and that will appear because the smart guides are turned on by default. The smart guides, they help you align, edit, and transform objects or artboards. You can click anywhere inside the circle and it will select the whole circle for you. And what's shown on the outside with these corners, these are your anchor points, and this is called a bounding box. You'll notice if you click on the circle on the right, the one on the left is no longer selected, and just the one on the right is selected. If you would like to select both circles at the same time, you can hold down Shift and click, and now they are both selected. Click in the white space around it. Another way to select both of these is by left clicking on your mouse right up above the area and holding down and dragging across both items. That will also select them both. If you want to move these around, you can just left click and hold down and drag. Sometimes you'll see this magenta line come, and it is just trying to help you align your objects with other objects. Right, go up to File and go down to Revert. This will revert your changes back to the last saved version of the document. You'll see a dialog box and just hit Revert. You'll see it's back. Make sure Artboard 2 is selected. Go up to View, Fit Artboard and Window. And now we're going to use your Direct Selection tool, which is in your toolbar right under the Selection tool. So it looks like this. Click on any of the larger green bamboo sticks. And if we take our zoom tool and zoom in on that piece, you'll see all the anchor points are highlighted in blue. Make sure to click back on your direct selection tool, which is right under your selection tool. If we click on this right anchor point at the very top, you will now see that is the only anchor that is all blue. That means that anchor and that anchor only is selected. Whereas before, all the anchors were blue. That meant all anchors were selected. Now, if we take our direct selection tool and hover over the anchor point, you can click the left button, hold it down, and you can drag it to change its shape any way you want. So if we moved it down there, it'll be like that. You'll notice the other anchor points stayed right where they were and they did not change. You could also, if you see this little circle, you could change the way the point comes together. So if you don't like it like that and you wanted it more round, you can just click and drag, holding down the left mouse button and just dragging it down. If you didn't like that, so you wanted it more pointy, it'll go back up to where it was before. Alright, now that we have learned how to use the selection tool and the direct selection tool, let's go up to File and hit Revert, and it's back to how it was. For the next one, we're going to zoom in to the ellipses again, and we're going to watch how the direct selection tool, we're going to grab the direct selection tool, and we're going to click and drag from the top left corner of the objects, just the tops of the ellipses. And you'll see both the top anchor points of the ellipses are blue, which means they are the only two selected. If you take one anchor point and click and drag up and to the left, you'll see that both ellipses moved exactly the same. If you see these little lines like this, these are called your handles. These direction handles are used to control the curve of the path. So if you take one side of the handle and move it down, it is going to change the curve. You can also drag it, which lets you change the curve closer to the anchor point or farther away. As you see, the closer you move to the anchor point, that's where the curve will be. The further away from you move, the curve will be further away. Go ahead and undo that. How you can do that is just hold down Control Z and it will move it back to how you had it. That's another good tip to use, Control Z. You can use Control Z for about up to 50 times before it won't let you undo anymore. Right, now that we know the different techniques for using the direct selection tool, go ahead and go up to File and go to Revert again and hit Revert on the next dialog box. Since we just worked with the selection tool and the direct selection tool, we are now going to work on hiding and locking objects. You'll see why this is important in just a moment. Go down and click on Artboard 1, Final Artwork, and take your selection tool up at the top of the toolbar, and we're going to try and select the fox. So we're going to click and drag. And you see when we did that, we didn't drag the fox. We actually dragged the green box behind it. So we're going to hit Control Z for undo. With the green box still selected, go up to and go down to lock and then over to selection. That will lock that green box so that you can finally select just the fox. We're going to go up to the top, just to the top left of the fox, and click and drag over the whole area of the fox and let go. Now you can see all parts of the fox is selected, and we see that. We know that because we see our bounding box around the whole entire fox, and each piece of the fox is selected, and you know that because of the blue outline that stays. We want to keep the eyes, but we are going to hide the fox for a little bit. So hold down your shift key and left click on each eye. You'll notice the eyes do not have the blue outline anymore. That means they are not selected. Once you do that, you're going to go back up to Object, Hide, and then over to Selection. Now you see your fox is hidden. He's not gone. He's just temporarily hidden so that you can easily see more objects. All right, let's go back up to View and scroll down to Fit All in Window. This time we're going to want to click on Artboard 2. You can click it down here or you can just click over to Artboard 2. And we're going to click one of these bamboo selections. It doesn't matter which one. And click it with your selection tool. Next we're going to go up to Select and go down to Same and go down to Stroke Color and click on that. Now it has selected all the objects with the same stroke color as the one we selected before. Now we're going to go up to Select, Save Selection, and we're going to name this Bamboo and click OK. What that does is it saves the selection so you can easily find it, quickly select it again with one click. When you need the bamboo selection again, all you have to do is go up to select, scroll all the way down, and you'll see the selection that you saved entitled bamboo, and just click on that and it will quickly select all of those again. Let's go up to view and fit all in window again. We're going to learn how to use selecting in the outline mode. Outline mode could be useful if you want to more easily select objects within a series of stacked objects, just like we have on Artboard 1 over here. See, if I just click anywhere on Artboard 1, down here at the bottom, it changes automatically to Artboard 1. So we're going to go up to Object, scroll down to Show All, go up to Select, and deselect to make sure nothing is selected. And we're going to go up to View and click on the very first option, which is Outline. We are going to select just the eyes, and that should be the only thing that is selected because we have locked everything else. With the eyes selected, go to View and go to GPU Preview, and you will see the painted artwork once again. Go ahead and click out of there. Let's click on our artboard number 2. Go up to Select, and we're going to select the bamboo. So scroll down to bamboo. In this section, we're learning how to align objects. Over here on your panels on the right, go down to the one that says Align, and you'll see different icons for aligning objects different ways. We're going to click on the horizontal Align Center button. Go ahead and click Edit, Undo, Align, or Control Z, and click in the white space to deselect all the items, or you can go up to Select and deselect. Now we're going to learn how to align to a key object. So if we click on this left bamboo on Artboard 2, we're going to align all the shapes to this left bamboo that we have just selected. So to do that, you just simply, with your selection tool, click on the left one, and in our Properties panel, under Align, just click Horizontal Align Center again. Okay, now we're going to align to a key object, so go up to Select and click once again on our bamboo. With all the bamboo still selected, click on the very left bamboo piece. It's going to make it into a very bold outline in blue, and that lets you know that is the key object. We're going to go ahead and go under our Properties panel once again and down to Align and click on the Horizontal Align Center tool. Now all the bamboo has been aligned to our key object. With all the objects still selected, go ahead and click once again on our key object, and that will return it to the same selection as everything else. So basically we've just turned our key object off. We're going to now vertically distribute the bamboo, and we're going to do that by going to Properties, Align, and we're going to click the 3 little circles, which is More Options under Align, and we're going to go down to under where it says Distribute Objects, and we want to find the one that says Vertical Distribute Center, and click on that, and then you'll notice now everything is vertically aligned. Now we're going to put them all together. Click the topmost bamboo, and we're going to go back over to our Properties panel under Align, More Options, under Distribute, Spacing this time. The value should be 0, and we're going to vertically distribute the space. Click on that. Now the bamboo is together. We can go ahead and click out of the white space to easily deselect, and we're going to choose File Save. Right now we're going to learn how to align the anchor points. So we are going to choose our Direct Selection tool and click on this orange object on Artboard 2, and then we're going to click this right anchor point, hold down our Shift key, and scroll over to the bottom left anchor point and click that as well. The last anchor point that you select will be your key anchor point. Everything will align to that. So we're going to go to our Properties panel under Align, and we want to click Vertical Align. It'll say Vertical Align Top. Click that, and you'll see both anchor points are aligned to each other now. Go ahead and click your selection tool, and we're now going to learn how to align objects to the artboard. With your selection tool, and you just clicked into the orange object again, go up to Edit, and we're going to choose Cut. It's going to copy it to the clipboard and remove it from the artboard. Go down to the bottom and click the previous button, and that'll move us to Artboard 1. Now that we're on Artboard 1, we can go to Edit and Paste, and our object will appear in Artboard 1. Now we're going to go up to Window and go down to Align and click on Align. That's going to open the Align panel. At the top of the Align panel, there's 3 little bars. Click on that to show options. Click on show options. We're going to click down here at the bottom under Align to. Click that and choose Align to Artboard. Now any of the content that you align will now align to the artboard. In the same box, you're going to click on Horizontal Align Right and then click on Vertical Align Bottom. Now click anywhere and it will delete the item you selected. Right, now we're going to learn how to group items. Go to View, scroll down to Fit All in Window, and then we're going to go up to select our bamboo again. And if you go over to the right in our Properties panel, under Quick Actions, you'll see Group right here. You can just click that. Another way to group is go up to Object and it'll say Group. But since it's already grouped together, mine is grayed out. And so should yours. The same thing if you wanted to ungroup it, you would just click on Ungroup. But as for now, leave it grouped. Right, click anywhere in the white space to deselect your item. Or you can go up to Edit and click on Deselect. If you hover over one of the items that we just selected and grouped, you will notice it now selects all of them because we grouped them together. I'm just going to move this panel box over here and just set it right there. Drag the bamboo group close to the top of the artboard on the left. So we can just click and drag to about right here. All right, we're going to go over here to the panel that we just dragged over here, and we are going to align it to the artboard and go down to Align to, Align to Artboard, make sure that's checked, and we're going to vertically align top. So Align Objects, Vertical Align Bottom, Vertical Align Center, and Vertical Align Top. We're going to click that one. And you see it aligned it to the top of our artboard. You can go ahead and close the this panel now. We don't need that anymore. And with the selection tool selected, and we're going to click on the bottom right until we get an arrow like this. Hit the Shift key and just drag down to the bottom of the artboard. And let go. Holding down Shift while you click and drag will keep the perspective of the shapes the same. Go ahead and click anywhere to deselect and go up to File and Save. Right, with the selection tool, drag across the 2 green leaf shapes on Artboard 2 so that they are selected. Under Quick Actions in our Properties panel, click Group. Now these 2 leaves are selected and they are grouped. We're going to double click one of the leaves and that will take us to isolation mode. You'll notice that everything else in the document is kind of dimmed out, so you can focus on the group you have selected. We're going to click to select the smaller leaf shape, and in our Properties panel under Appearance, we're going to click the Fill Color box, and our Swatches panel will show up. You'll notice that the color of our leaf is outlined with a white box. We're going to go ahead and click the green down here to change the leaf color of the smaller leaf. Now when you're working in isolation mode, this helps you edit objects individually instead of in the group. So you can change the color of one item in the group without changing the other. To exit isolation mode, we're just going to double click outside of the object group, and now you're back in regular mode. If you click back on the leaves, you'll notice they're both selected once again. And we're going to drag these leaves over to the Artboard 1, to the bamboo that we just moved over a minute ago, about to right there. And with those still selected, hold down your Shift key and select the bamboo group. Now all of it is selected. If you go to your Properties panel and click Quick Actions, click on Group. And now we have what is called a nested group. And this is a group that is combined with other objects or groups to form a larger group. Double click on the leaves again to enter isolation mode. And if you click on just one of the leaves, you'll notice that they are still grouped. And that is because they're in a nested group. Go up to the top and click Edit, Copy, and then Edit, Paste. this is going to create a new group of leaves. We're going to drag them lower onto the bamboo, about to right there. You can also exit isolation mode by clicking the escape key, then click in the gray area anywhere to deselect the items. Now to arrange objects, you see how the shape of the fox is covering the mouth over here. With your selection tool selected, click on the orange shape of the bottom, and we're going to go over to the properties panel, go down to quick actions and click on arrange and click on send to back. Now you'll notice the shape is still outlined in the blue, but you can't see it anymore, and that's because it moved behind everything in the artboard. We're going to click the arrange button again, and we're going to choose bring forward. Now you'll see that it's still not completely in front of the bamboo, so you'll want to click arrange and bring forward as many times as you need to get it in front of the bamboo. So that was 2, and bring forward 3. All right, now we're going to learn how to select objects that are behind something. So go over here to our artboard 2 and select both of the ellipses. We're going to drag one of the corners by left clicking your mouse and holding down the shift, and we are going to make these smaller. And we want it to say for the width about 1.3 inches. Don't worry if it doesn't get exactly 1.3. If you go in your properties panel, you can always change the width as long as they're still selected to 1.3 and hit enter. Go ahead and click in the white area to deselect both of them. Now we're just going to click and drag one and move it right about to the middle of the fox's eye on the left. You'll notice that you can't see the ellipse, and that's because it is still behind it. So we just need to go to arrange in the properties panel. Just click on bring to front. Alright, this time we're going to use a different method. We're going to click and drag the other ellipse onto the other eye. And this time we're not going to allow it to be selected. So click in the gray area. Now you see that you can't see it. And we're going to take our zoom tool and zoom into the eye so you can see a little better. And with our selection tool, we're going to hover over where we just moved the beige ellipse tool, and we're going to hold down the control button or command if you're using a Mac. And we're going to click several times until the smaller ellipse is selected again. And we're going to click the arrange button and bring to front. Go up to view, fit artboard and window. Click in the gray area to deselect and go up to File and Save. And that completes lesson 2. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe to view more of our tutorials below. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment sections about the lesson 2 and I will answer them. Also, if you want to share your progress with pictures in the comments section, feel free to do that as well. Maybe you're trying to do something on another poster that you've been working on. Feel free to go ahead and share that as well. I look forward to seeing you for lesson 3. And as always, thanks for watching.